Good morning guys, it's John from Barely Russian. I just thought I'd take you for a walk today around the neighborhood near where we live, just to show you some of the different construction techniques that go on here in Russia, the way different houses are built here in Russia, so you get an idea of the way people build houses here, the different materials they use, and the different things that are available here in Russia. I'll tell you a little bit more about our story and how we sort of originally came to Russia and how we're involved in construction here in Russia for the first few times we came. But, you know, for me, someone who's been involved in the construction industry for 30 odd years, I'm always very interested to see how different people build, what they use, what different materials they use, what's available to them in their different countries or areas where they live. So I thought I'd take you along, take you for a walk through the neighborhood, show you some of the different constructions that are going on now, so you can see a little bit more of what it's like, and come along and I'll show you around. So back in 2012 was the first time I came to Russia to help with construction. I learned about a local group that was doing a lot to help young people and teaching them and training them and giving them life skills. And they approached me and asked me whether I would help them build some facilities that they could use for training. You know, some were staff facilities, some were training facilities, and some were accommodation facilities. And these are some of the buildings that we built for them over the course of a couple of years. We came, all the work that we did was voluntary. There was no paid work involved. You can see here in the middle, you'll see a bit more of this building, but there's another third building that we were involved in the construction of. And yeah, so these are timber frame buildings, quite similar to what you would see North American style construction. All timber frame and then vinyl clad on the outside. You know, we came as a team. There's some locals helping out here as well. And yeah, this was the construction that we did. We built houses for them, and they've been able to use them for years to come. So this is our team getting together. A lot of them are local guys, and we're just building, doing construction, and putting a building up for them. During these years, I had no idea that one day later on I would actually end up coming back to Russia to live in Russia. It's amazing how your plans of life change over the years. We were traveling back and forwards from Australia, myself and my son-in-law Justin. We'd help them with building and construction, and each year we got to learn a little bit more about, what life was like in Russia, because I really had no idea before I began to come to Russia what it was like here. The construction here is different to the way that we would build in Australia, particularly on the west coast where I'm from in Australia. Nearly the bulk of the houses are built with double brick and then with a timber frame roof, whereas this timber frame construction is very uncommon there. It's more common on the east coast of Australia, but not on the west coast of Australia. This type of building wasn't common in Russia when we were building here. Most of them, as you'll see as we walk around, a lot of brick construction here, but this more timber frame style is becoming more popular as time goes on. Here's a much more of a original style Russian building, log construction. You see quite a few of these around, and in this area, which is an older area, a lot of these houses are being taken down, and newer houses are being built. These are some of the bricks they use. These are an aerated concrete block, and you'll see these used in some construction. There's some just normal clay bricks, and these have a greater thermal capacity than your standard clay bricks. But you see these being used, which these aren't common at all in Australia. Here's the building that was in the background that you saw before that we came and built. This is like a convention center, and it's used for teaching and training. This is another style of home that you see here in Russia. These are like a profiled log cabin, and all the they're not round logs, it's just all profile timber, and you put it together a little bit like a Lego set. They all slot into each other, but brings up for a nice looking log cabin. You see some of these around. These are more common in country areas too, but it's a nice style of building. Here's an older style Russian house again with the logs. These blue and white window trims are very traditional Russian, and as you go around, particularly the older areas, you'll see a lot of these style windows. Here's another timber frame place. A lot of these cottages, they replace the windows and put triple glaze in to make them more thermally efficient. Here's a house being constructed, a double brick house. They're using those aerated concrete blocks for the inside course, and then the outside is a clay brick. And so this one's in construction right now. In the foreground here is a foundation that was built a little while ago. Something that's not common here in Russia is basements, which I know in North America and in a lot of Europe, basements are very common, but here in Russia, not a lot of houses actually have basements. They just build a foundation level and then build the houses right on top. A lot of the houses that are constructed here in like suburban residential these days are these double brick houses, either with double brick clay or a aerated brick with a clay facade. There's some more of those similar style houses. These are all double story. That last house was a single story, which is not so common. Most houses that are built here are double story. It makes them more efficient, and a lot of these houses here would be like 2 apartments together, so it'd be a family either side. And yeah, this is quite common. As the old houses are taken down, they're replaced with these style houses. Here's some more of these houses. These are a little bit more upmarket. You know, they've got all the big glass windows on them, and but still, this is common construction in Russia these days, as these areas are being rebuilt and the old houses are taken away and the new houses are being constructed. These are nicely built, good quality homes and well cared for. This vinyl clad building in front here is the first construction we came and did way back in 2012, I think. And that's sort of where it all began. We started with this one, and then over the next few years we built the rest of them. This building's a stone facade over brickwork. This is one of the older houses that's still in the area, and I guess as time goes on, as progress moves forward, it'll be taken down and new houses will be built here, either apartment blocks or newer houses. That's the way it works in most cities. As the city grows, so do the suburbs. A nice live edge timber fence and another building being built. Some more timber frame construction. This is not ours, but this is other people who are building like this now. And then a lot more brick construction. So when we first came to Russia, none of these buildings were here. This was all either old homes or vacant land, and these have all been built in the years since. And yeah, they built some really nice houses. These are actually commercial buildings. These are all built on a steel frame. There's a steel structure underneath, and they put these panels on the outside. I think one's a service centre and one's an office centre. But very modern, very nice. Some more buildings being built. This one's got the 2 walls of clay blocks rather than the aerated concrete. This one's been paused for a while, hasn't had any construction for a little while. Here's another one nearly finished. One thing that you wouldn't see in Australia is this timber frame scaffolding. In Australia it would all be metal framed, but here they're allowed to do it in timber frame. Another traditional log home. See how a lot of the homes would have been built here originally in this area when it was first developed. Here's a house being built with decorative concrete blocks to give a stone effect. This is one little pocket where there are no new houses yet, but I guess this is what it would have been like, you know, when it was all first built. Would have been a lot of smaller places like this. This area would have most likely have been a lot of dacha area or garden plots as the city was expanding, but as the city's expanded, now this land's become more and more valuable and people want to build houses here. This house on the corner's been done up nicely, but still an original house. I got a nice spot here. I guess over time some of these houses will still be taken down and some more brick houses will be built. Got some nice garden out the front. Well, I hope you enjoyed coming along for a little walk with me around my little neighborhood here and seeing the different types of construction that just in this little area. Being an older area with different stages of construction, you know, it's not like a new suburb where all the houses are being built at the same time. They're all very similar and all very similar building materials being used and similar styles. But here, because it's a redevelopment area, houses are being built by all sorts of different owners and at different stages using different materials. So it makes for a really, you know, really interesting to look around, to walk around and look at the construction. I hope you enjoyed coming along and seeing how different types of construction are done here in Russia, the different materials they use, the different ways they build. And if you did, please give the video a big thumbs up, give us a like, subscribe, follow the channel, it really helps. And we'll just share more of our life here in Russia as we go along. Until the next one, we'll see you next time.